where the fun begins.
Hello there. How's it going?
Hey everyone, Hybrid Toy Reviews here, and today we're going to take a look at the Star Wars Micro Galaxy Squadron Gungan Bongo Submarine. This is a Target exclusive here in the US, something I'm really excited to add to the collection. You know, if you'd have asked me a while back what ships do you think we'd be getting in the Micro Galaxy Squadron, gonna be honest, this wouldn't have been on my top 100 list, but the photos of it look really cool, and in person it looks even cooler, so let's get into the review and see if this is something that you should add to your collection. You know the drill. As always, you start by taking a look at the packaging. This set cost $20 at Target, and that means that it is a little bit of a larger, more deluxe scale vehicle, so it comes in a bit of a larger box. This isn't quite as large a box as like the gunships or the Havoc Marauder came in. It's maybe a little bigger than the Imperial like troop transport came in. I think that this is a really special in-between size, and you kind of need it for what you get here. There's actually a lot going on in the box, so this isn't a bubble on card. This is a true box. In the top left, you have your Star Wars logo. Top right, you have your Only at Target sticker. You have a little instruction just on how you assemble the ship, because there's like a fin that comes out the back. You have a 25 Years of Phantom Menace foil sticker there, looking oh so cool. I'd like to get that on a t-shirt. That might be something I look into. You have your big window showing the Gungan Bongo Submarine really well. It's a really neat looking set. You have two figures included, Jar Jar Binks and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Why two figures in a ship that has 3 seats? Can't really answer that one for you. I definitely think that was a pretty decent oversight from Micro Galaxy Squadron. I mean, where is Qui-Gon? And we're going to talk about that in the review. You have your Micro Galaxy Squadron logo down there. Episode 1 collection again, so it's not part of a wave. It's a store exclusive for the anniversary. Gungan Bongo sub and the foil down there. You have a picture of the ship in motion and universe. Jazzwares 8+. Side of the box features some really cool artwork of the submarine. I love the artwork this line does. They could like make a coffee table book of their artwork and it'd be awesome. Little wraparound window over here with the logo. Around back, you have a little hologram of the ship. Shows you some little details and informations about it. It sits up to 7 figures, although they only give you 2. You have your little blueprint card that you can cut out. I never do that. I just throw them out. Disney, StarWars.com, Micro Squadron. Below that is a barcode and some legal stuff. Up top is more logos and then a little bit of window wraparound up top. Very standard stuff, what you'd expect from a larger Micro Galaxy box. Let's open it up, take a look at what we get here. Here's our Gungan Bongo sub out of the packaging and assembled, and it looks really cool. When you actually get those those propellers on the back, it becomes a really, really large piece of kit, and I'm really digging it. Let's look at the figures first, because I consider them accessories in this line. Jar Jar has some insane detailing going on here. Other than the eyes not being painted, he has like every facial bit of paint you could ever ask for, with a different tan around the mouth area. He's got his little vest on over his like greenish brown clothes. Got the appropriate kind of salmon colored skin everywhere going around back. He has a little splotch of brown that got put on his little ears, long flappy ears. That's a little paint deco mishap, but it happens a little bit on the scale of figures, just what it is. Insane amount of details. Like any Micro Galaxy figure, he has the standard articulation of the 2 arms swinging up together and the 2 legs swinging forward together. So, setting him aside, let's take a look at Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan has some insane detail going on here. You see his little Padawan braid hanging down there. He has a really great sculpt for his hair, little ponytail around back. He's wearing his baggy brown Jedi robe. You see his lightsaber poking out, and it actually has some details that make it look reminiscent to the Episode 1 lightsaber hilt. That's really cool. You can see his red boots down underneath there. His legs are sculpted together as one big piece, and so he just swings his legs forward to a sitting position or up to a standing, and the arms swing. Again, like any Micro Galaxy figure. Setting those off to the side, you look at the Gungan sub, and it looks really cool, but, you know, it kind of just sits there, right? One of the really awesome things they've done, and they don't do this very often in this line, but only when it's absolutely necessary, they have included a stand, and this stand is awesome. It's in a almost clear touch of blue color, has some really simple patterning, a little vent thing there, and some panel lines. They've kept it very subtle, but they've done some of the stuff that Jazzwares does best with this line, and there's a Star Wars logo on it, so it looks really, really good. To show it on the ship, you would pick up the ship, Look underneath, there's a little ball socket there, and there's a ball on the top of the stand. So you just press it in, and it is a little bit of a push. But once it's in all the way, it is nice and secure and will hold the position. And you actually have the ability to tip the ship to show it in a little bit more of a dynamic pose. The front can go down, the back can go down. You can do anything that you might want to do with the Gungan Bongo. Now to take a look at the rest of the Gungan Bongo, it has some insane detailing going on here and a really cool feature that I didn't realize it would have. So we'll start by looking in some of the cockpit areas. It actually has 3 opening compartments. So as mentioned, this is capable of seating 7 figures. So up front, there's 3 seats. That's Phantom Menace accurate, where you'd put Obi-Wan, Jar Jar, and Qui-Gon, the unincluded Qui-Gon in the back. That sucks. Qui-Gon absolutely should have come with this. And then there's 2 seats in each of the back compartments. Really, really annoyed that they, I get it, like maybe you don't want to give us 7 figures, maybe you want to sell us some Gungan warriors to put in there in those blind boxes. I kind of get that. Qui-Gon was an essential inclusion with this, and he did not get included. We'd freak out if Lego didn't put a Qui-Gon in a Gungan sub, so I'm going to mention it. This should have come with Qui-Gon. I don't know what they could put him in as far as the $5 blind boxes. I also don't like that practice. I think, especially like with the clone gunships, I don't want to fill it with clones I got from the $5 blind boxes, because then I have a bunch of speeders and stuff that have no one on them now. You should just, if you're going to give me, 2 seats, 2 turrets, 4 places to clip on figures, you should give me 8 figures with that. I think of them as accessories, not as actual, like, figures. So I think in this case, Qui-Gon absolutely should be here. I'm really annoyed that he's not. To get our characters in, though, let's fish Obi-Wan in there. You kind of have to clip him underneath that clip there, which is not being very cooperative, but it's very rubbery. So flex that up out of the way. There we go. I got him tucked in underneath there. And the nice thing is he is nice and secure. Qui-Gon, or not Qui-Gon, should be Qui-Gon. Jar Jar, he doesn't have the big robe sculpt going on, so he fits under there a little bit nicer too. You see, you can close it up, and they're in there. Nice and secure for whatever amount of rough play you want to give it. I'm just missing Qui-Gon in the back there, but I'll quit bitching about that for now. So, anyway, you have some nice details going on in there with all the seats and the floors having panel lining. It's really cool. Looking at the outside of the ship, it is a base gray color, which I really like, with a light blue accent color. I really do like how that turned out. The blue area up top actually has some really cool sculpting around the base of the engine area. And then there's a nice little texture on these. You have little areas that are painted yellow to indicate some of the lighting. I actually have a little paint defect there too. Not super keen on that, but I think that a yellow Sharpie paint pen might match that pretty close. I'll be able to fix mine easily. But yeah, that's a little frustrating, but it is what it is. QC is QC, it happens. Looking at the back here, you have a translucent yellow coloring here at the base of the propellers, and then the propellers are stiff, but because they're thin, they have a little flex to them, and they're all gray on one side, and they have like a blue leather pattern on the other side. You see how I'm actually turning these a little bit? I figured they'd probably be able to turn by hand. But looking underneath of the Gungan sub, there's a little gear wheel there, and by turning the gear wheel, you actually spin the propellers. That is so freaking cool. I did not realize that was going to be a feature here, and I love it. Looking underneath, you have some really nice patterning going on, a little bit of texture in all the blue areas. You have a couple of spots where some kind of obvious covers are put on over screws, but at least there's covers put on instead of just exposed screw heads. All in all, I do really like how that looks. And just all in all, this is a really, really nice replica of the Gungan sub. I really like how this turned out. To do some size comparisons here. So this is $20, right? For $5 less, you can get the Target exclusive N1 Starfighter, and putting it side by side, I feel like there's more than $5 of value added here. This is a really, really cool vehicle, but I think that you actually get a lot of bang for your buck here, even if it is missing the Qui-Gon figure. And then just to bring in some other prequel era vehicles that I have available, there's Ahsoka's Jedi Interceptor, Jedi Starfighter, and then Ahsoka's Jedi Interceptor. As you see, it dwarfs them, and I feel that's accurate. So, end of the day, what do I think of the Micro Galaxy Squadron Gungan Bongo sub? I love this. This is an insanely detailed model. That play feature with the rotating propellers in the back is superb. I have no gripes with this. This is a really well done model, and I really appreciate it for what it is. I love that they included a stand. I think of that as an essential inclusion on some of these vehicles. I kind of wish all vehicles came with a stand. I totally get that would totally boost the cost of the line, though, and I'm okay with most of my ships being on their landing gear. But on stuff like this that has no landing gear, a stand's required, and a stand really, really does help it stand out as a distinguished part of the display. I really love this ship. I think it's an excellent addition to the collection, and I think that if you're curious about it, you should pick it up. It shows off a lot of the better qualities of Micro Galaxy Squadron. There's a lot of really good, detailed, sculpt work here. I will say, once more, one final bitch, Qui-Gon absolutely should have been included. I might try to get some sort of answer as to why he wasn't from Jazzwares. In talking to 1313 Tommy this morning, because he went on the toy hunt with me and we both got these, so check out 1313 Podcast. They'll likely have reviews out on these somewhat soon. But in talking to Tommy, he's under the impression that there has to be some sort of vehicle coming with Qui-Gon soon, and that would make sense. Whether they pack him with maybe like a Darth Maul Sith infiltrator or something, it'd be a cool little throw in there. But my thing is, he should be here. Qui-Gon should be in this as a closed thing. You can't tell me that adding one 1-inch figure with some kind of basic paint applications would boost the cost anything. There's a large profit margin on these. They could have eaten it. But that's my opinion, I suppose. So, should have been a throw-in. That's my one big bitch with this. Otherwise, though, this is an insane model, and I love everything about it. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching. It means a lot that you did. If you enjoyed, you should leave a like, comment, subscribe, and the video stuff. You know the drill. Also, check out my channel memberships down below for 99 cents a month. You can become an HTR superfan, which gets your name put on the end credits of every single video I do. No pressure. It's just another way to show appreciation if you care to. I'm going to go work on something else now, so thanks again for watching. It means a lot you did. I'll catch you next time. Until then, may the Force be with each and every one of you, and goodbye.